Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is doing a little bit of a deep dive into the relationship between Faye Resnick and the Hilton slash Richards sisters. That's right, with Kyle Richards and Kathy Hilton. Now, as we all know, Faye Resnick is a long-time friend of Kyle, but she's also a longtime friend of Kathy. And it has been questioned, whose side is she on in the Kathy Hilton versus Kyle Richards feud that really ignited during the last season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. And also be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. And check out our description box and shop our love collection. So with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. So as we know, we've seen Faye Resnick pretty much take Kathy Hilton's side. She was with her when TMZ infamously asked Kathy, would you be back, if, Erica Jane and Lisa Rinna are back? And she's like, no, they're like two big bullies. They need to leave. And Faye was right there by her side. And Faye has really been by her side. We also saw at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale, it was really Faye and Garcelle who was really going to bat for Kathy. Faye was like, Kathy's a great girl. Like, she wouldn't say those things. That's not who she is. Kyle was doing her, vile Kyle best, but she never said Kathy wouldn't do it. She just said, oh, Erica, your press are the people who leaked it, right? So let's do a little bit of backtracking to really see the root of Faye and Kyle's friendship. And it really started from that dinner from hell. Remember the one with Camille Grammer and the medium lady? So let's watch that. Then we'll comment and we'll get into where Faye, Kathy, and Kyle stand today. So let's watch and then we'll talk about it.
Let's talk about a big event at your house.
Okay. The dinner party from hell.
So after New York, Kyle and Camille were not on good terms. So we knew something could happen at any moment.
Camille gave me the information to get to Allison, and I emailed her. She's like, I just don't think I'm right for this. I'm not interested in TV.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but I'm actually happy that I had plans with Faye because it makes me feel better.
I didn't even know that Kyle knew Faye Resnick. She just said, my friend Faye. And I'm like, O.J. Simpson trial, Faye Resnick?
I just want it to be a fun night. I don't want any problems or drama. I probably did bring Faye to sort of have someone in my corner.
You know that show Media on TV?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I didn't bring anybody. Like, people are like, oh, Camille brought her wingman.
I suddenly realized that Alison Dubois had been brought in as Camille's wingman.
Yeah, I'll take that back. Yeah, so she was a wingman in terms of she was going to support me if somebody was to needle me.
Don't get me started.
And what does that mean?
What the audience at home didn't see, when everything went to hell, we were almost done. We'd been there for 2 hours. Nothing big had happened.
Somebody really want to hear that.
I would think, okay, everybody would want to hear all.
It was a regular dinner. We were about to wrap up.
All right, I think we're at the end of our night here. We should wrap this up.
Great. Yeah. Let's get ready to wrap out. And then the oversized martinis started to hit Allison Dubois.
Don't tempt me, really.
What does that mean, don't tempt me?
What I want to tell you might be irritating to you.
She was completely out of control. I mean, she was the villain, the instant villain, immediately.
If my husband ever leaves me, I'm going with him.
He will never emotionally fulfill you, ever. Know that.
You... How rude. This is all me, okay?
She was naked in Playboy. That's her.
Camille, you sat there the entire night like this, trying to play the part. No, that's not who you are, Camille. That's who you are pretending to be.
I was thinking, what is going on? I so want to be out of there. I want to run for the hills, and you couldn't.
You said, Taylor,
You were telling me that
I wasn't telling you anything. You were baiting me.
I wasn't baiting. I saw you dance. Please do me a favor. I don't.
Enough, girl.
Why don't you
enough,
blow up your
enough,
lips some
enough,
more?
enough.
It was like the reality gods conspiring to deliver the perfect episode of a show. It reminded me of the first time I saw Teresa flip the table. It was that iconic.
Let me just say this, okay?
Yeah.
It may seem like a stupid little thing. Did she turn them on? Did she turn them on?
I can't turn them on. It was pretty funny that the sprinklers went on when the girls are standing outside. And I didn't plan that. They were on a timer. I didn't even know that happened until I watched.
Okay, you guys, can we also talk about, before we dive into the whole Faye Resnick and Kathy Hilton and Kyle Richards situation, can we also talk about the foreshadowing in that with, was it Adrian who called, Alison Dubois the villain? She became the automatic villain. Doesn't that sound very familiar to Diana Jenkins', scripted line? Oh, you need a new villain? Well, now you have one, or you found her, whatever the hell she said. I think there's just a lot of foreshadowing. Also, this also confirms, and I'll get back to Faye, but did you guys hear Andy Cohen say, it reminds me of the Teresa flipping the table moment, that iconic moment? I think this is the beginning of the end of the Housewives, where it's like, when you have Andy Cohen, who's the executive producer, the head honcho in charge, saying that someone doing something that is violent, it's a very violent act to toss a table, to flip a table. That's a violent act. People could have been hurt. But when you have him sort of praising this and saying this is what an iconic housewife moment is, and now you wonder that year after year, it's getting darker and darker and more violent, because now they feel like I have to up the ante. Well, Teresa flipped a table. Well, I have to break a wine glass. Well, she broke a wine glass. I have to throw a drink in somebody's face. She threw a drink in somebody's face. I'm going to have to slap someone in the face. She slapped someone in the face. I'm going to have to mollywop someone. It's just like, you can kind of see how it was set up, that violence being glorified as iconic. And we've talked about this before. Violence being glorified as iconic works for certain housewives, but when other housewives flip tables and become violent, it's a commentary on their entire race. But I'm going to get off that soapbox because we talk about it a lot here. And let's get back into this. All right, so that was kind of like the beginning of like the Faye Resnick being introduced into the Real Housewives, and she was definitely there to have Kyle's back. Now, this is from heavy.com. And this is back in the height of the Kathy versus Kyle feud situation. We already know everything about Aspen, about Lisa Rinna, about Erica going after Kathy, making stuff up, their publicist leaking everything. We know the backstory. So this is from heavy.com. Kathy Hilton poses with Kyle Richards, bestie at family party. Kyle Richards has been best friends with Faye Resnick for years. The interior designer has turned up as a, quote, friend of the Bravo OG on multiple seasons of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and was an attendee at the memorable dinner party from hell. That's the clip we just watched. Okay. That took place in season 1, where Camille Grammer referred to her as the, quote, morally corrupt Faye Resnick. Richards even protected Resnick by asking former co-star Kathryn Edwards not to go after her after Resnick mentioned her in her 1994 book, Nicole Brown Simpson, The Private Diary of a Life Interrupted. When I got there in the beginning, Kyle had said to me, Kathryn, do me a favor and don't go after Faye. Edwards told the Behind the Velvet Rope with David Yontief podcast. Richards' relationship with her sister, Kathy Hilton, has been strained following a difficult Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season, which culminated with Lisa Rinna accusing Hilton of saying horrible things about her younger sister behind her back. And now some fans think Resnick has moved over to Team Kathy amid the family feud. Here's what you need to know. Dun, 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 dun. In a video reshared on Resnick's Instagram story on October 23rd, 2020, she was seen next to Hilton at a celebration at her Beverly at her Bel Air home. According to E! News, the event was a baby shower for Kim Richards' daughter, Brooke, combined with a later birthday celebration for Kathy's daughter, Nikki Hilton. In the video, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member Sutton Strack was on the other side of Hilton matriarchs as a group of guests sang happy birthday to Nikki. Kyle Richards was nowhere in sight in party photos shared by the family, but Kathy Hilton posed side by side with Resnick's in photos shared on Instagram. In a subsequent Instagram story, Resnick reshared a meme that suggested she, Kathy, and Kris Jenner should star in a show about, quote, healthy friendships. Side note, I am here for it. I am here for it. I would love to watch Faye, Kathy, and even Momager Kris Jenner, but let's keep going. I need like an ultimate girls trip show with Kathy, Kris, and Faye. Only fun and positive moments, read the post. I'm down. Okay, let's keep going. Other fans speculated that Resnick is siding with Hilton in the Richards family feud. In the Reddit thread, one fan wrote, Faye chose a side. Kyle must be pissed. When another commenter speculated as to where Resnick lands in all this, another replied, have you seen her on the TMZ interview? She seems 100% Team Kathy. Very anti-Rinna and Erica. Kyle must be pissed. Does this mean Faye is friends with Kathy, not Kyle now? Another Reddit user asked. Honestly, that would be so delicious. A source told E! News that Kyle Richards actually helped plan the baby shower that segged into a birthday party for Nikki Hilton, but was unable to attend because she had to, quote, work that day. Sure, Kyle. Sure. The party photos were shared days after Resnick was spotted out with Resnick at the La Scala in Beverly Hills. I think they meant Hilton, with Kathy Hilton. When asked about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills drama with Hilton and Lisa Rinna, Resnick told TMZ she was heartbroken. It really broke my heart, she said. I've watched her go through all of this pain, and when it first started happening, I was shocked. Yeah, it was so low. It was a show. You don't have to be like this. It really hurt my feelings. Kathy and I have been girlfriends for 30 years, and I know her heart. I know who she is. She's amazing, and it really hurt my feelings for her. While she has been by Hilton's side over the past few weeks, Resnick has said that she acted as a mediator for the celebrity sisters in the past. I feel like when we're family, we have fights, we get over it, and there's always somebody there to help us through it, Resnick previously told E! News, and sometimes I'm that role, and sometimes they're that role for me. Okay, so now recently we have Kyle Richards. She is clinging on to that friendship with Faye Resnick. I think she's realizing that Lisa Rinna is not your friend, boo-boo. Erica Jane is not your friend, boo-boo. Ding Dong Dorit is not your friend, boo-boo. Allegedly, she's knocking boots with your husband, boo-boo. So I think Kyle, and you guys, don't come at me for this, I'm feeling a little bad for Kyle. I know we play her. I know she's vile Kyle. I know she's goodbye Kyle. But honestly, I'm feeling a little bad for her. Still love me, you guys. Still rock with me. But I do feel a little bad for Kyle. We can get into that. I can do a video on that later. But I think that Kyle is really trying to figure things out. I think she's a little bit lost right now. I think the way she did her sister Kathy was dirty, 100% undeniable it was dirty. But I also think that Kyle herself got played by Rinna and Erica and even Ding Dong Dorit. But I mean, maybe it was karma, you reap what you sow. It's like they were saying, Lisa Rinna said, I don't respect Kyle because she lets me disrespect her own sister. So Kyle, you kind of got what you got, because if you're going to allow someone to disrespect your blood, can you be shocked when they disrespect you? But anyway, now Kyle is definitely trying to windmill for her friendship with Faye back. She posted this on Instagram right before Thanksgiving, and she says, just because, with a heart at Faye Resnick. And she wrote back, love you, dun, 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 dun. Farrah, her daughter, did some hearts along with Gretchen Rossi and some other people were hearting the situation. So it seems like Kyle is trying to make amends with Faye given that Faye clearly chose Kathy Hilton's side. And this is an image, you know, Faye clearly was with Kathy. She spent her birthday with her. They spent the holidays together when Kathy had all of her holiday parties. She was there for Nikki Hilton's birthday party. She was there for Brooke's baby shower. And remember, Brooke is Kim Richards' daughter. She was also seen partying with Sutton and with Garcelle. So Faye clearly chose the side of good. She clearly chose the side of light. And like I said before, at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale episode, she had Kathy's back more than Kyle did. You know, she was like, Kathy's a great girl. She would not do this. You know, she stood up for her. So yeah. So what do you guys think? You know, what do you guys think about Kyle? Are you like me where you're starting to kind of feel bad for her? Or are you like, Candy, you've lost the plot. You gone soft, girl. No way. Still love me, you guys, and still rock with me, okay? But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And what do you think about Faye? You know, what do you think about Faye? Because she clearly chose the side of right, but it seems like she is still going to be Kyle's friend. You know, they've been friends for decades. And also, what do you think about what we talked about earlier with the whole foreshadowing of, oh, I'm the villain, and, you know, Andy Cohen really facilitating a toxic environment where violence becomes iconic and violence becomes, you know, praised. You know, he said it himself, you know, this was a housewife golden moment, iconic moment when Teresa flipped the table. And to be honest, that is a very violent and dangerous thing to do. They're lucky no one got hurt. You know, if I'm at a restaurant and I flip a table, I'm probably going to jail. I'm probably going to get arrested for flipping tables in public. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. With that, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye!
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!